You're listening to Rodney Rogers Outdoors Radio, where we turn it upside down and look at the outside from the inside out. It's safe, it's legal, and we're having a blast. So put your shoes on, my friend, because we're going outdoors.
Welcome to Rodney Rogers Outdoors. I am Rodney Rogers. That right there is my partner, Coach Ease in Crime.
Is there a difference between the rules and the laws of buying a gun at a gun show versus a gun store?
There absolutely is. There are some differences.
Okay.
And we can actually get into that.
Yeah, I was just curious.
How does that sound? Michael, the man himself. Coy, how are you, brother?
I'm good.
Man, we've had an exciting week. We're going to be diving in. We're going to be punching in. Thank you for watching us. This is Rodney Rogers Outdoors. This is mine and Mike's 1 hour vacation during the week. We are so glad to have you guys. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on our website. We're everywhere live right now with the brilliance of this man. You can reach us in a couple different ways. One is you can text us at the 262-345-7763. That comes right straight to actually both of us, doesn't it?
It does.
Probably may get to me first. I'm not sure. Hashtag us on the Twitter, on Twitter, not the Twitter, at hashtag RROR, and you can get us there. Also, give us a call if you have a question, 262-345-7763. We will be hearing from our man, the man himself, Brian Pounds with Southern Charters. And he's got something exciting for us. I can't wait to hear his news. I've been watching him on Facebook, man. I'm telling you. He's going to be giving us a fishing update from Mosquito Lagoon, from the Port Canaveral and all the goodies. He's a little different than what we use with Fired Up Charters. Fired Up Charters is way offshore. Brian Pound's a little bit inshore. So we get a little bit – we like to have those guys on our side, don't we? We like to have the whole world covered.
Those are the guys you want on your side.
We're going to be talking about ICAST. We got questions. We just got a full show. We absolutely got a full show, man. So we'll just absolutely just dive right in because, we could be blasted with a call anytime shortly. What time is it now? Okay, yeah, very shortly we're going to be getting a call from Brian Pounds. So we'll be getting his update and the exciting stuff he's got going. Again, we got to see ICAST 2017. We've been to 2015. We've been to 2016. This year was ICAST 2017, man.
It's come and gone, didn't it?
Oh, my God. Did you see how huge this show was?
Every year, bigger and better.
Man, if they opened this up to the public, Mike, can you imagine how...
Well, that must be why they don't, because I don't know how they would.
I don't know. I mean, they're giant. I mean, it's got to be a half a mile across that thing, or a quarter mile. I'd say quarter mile, wouldn't you? I mean,
oh, sure. Oh yeah,
it's a quarter mile.
Easy, long ways.
Yeah, and it's just, and it's full of vendors only. I mean, it's full of buyers, retailers, wholesalers. The media's there, but all the pros. Anybody who's in fishing is there. Now, if you're a who's who in fishing and you weren't there, doesn't mean you're not a who's who. Does that make sense?
I feel like we're a Dr. Seuss book all of a sudden. Yeah,
a who's who and a what's what of a Dr. Fishing hootie what. So. It was just absolutely amazing. We've got to take 3 people this year that has never been to ICAST. Or no, 2 that's never been. One, Brian hadn't been in a couple years, so we got to take Brian to ICAST. We got to take Mike Cox. He was watching us on the show. We got to take him to ICAST this year. And then we got to take Julio, a good friend of ours, Julio Figueroa. We got to take him to ICAST.
Shut up.
I swear.
Shut up.
He texted me one night and
Shut
he goes,
up.
No, for real, shut up. He texted me and says, hey, bro,
No, for real, shut up.
And then, we got something tells me my mic was muted.
Julio.
So Julio got to go. So I told him, he was rushing over from Cocoa Friday.
Sorry,
and
I missed him.
I said, brother, here, just put this badge on. Don't wait for me. I've been here 3 days. Put this badge around your neck. Go, man. Go, go, go. We got your guy. What's his name?
Mark.
Mark got to go to the show. We did get 3 people that has never been to ICAST.
I told him he was the 5th Mike Coy to use that badge this week, and I was number 4.
They don't know who the real Mike Coy. I'm the Mike Coy, the real Mike Coy. With the real, I don't even know the song. So, yeah, it's just.
It's hard to grasp because ICAST is for buyers, and I know most people understand what that is, but trade shows are a very foreign thing to most people.
Right.
Unless you're comfortable or familiar with them.
Yeah.
But this one in particular is for you have to be a buyer or a manufacturer because these are people selling to the big box stores who say, hey, Rodney, you've got this widget. I want to buy 10,000 of those or 1,000 of those to sell through my store. Right. So you're dealing with people who have a lot of clout, have the checkbook out, or the ability to place a big order. So that's why this is a big fishing business going on at ICAST.
Yes, and they take it very, very seriously. There was some drama at the fishing ICAST. I don't know if you got to read it, but we will talk about that here shortly. And I mean some big drama, bro. The first day, absolutely huge drama, and we'll talk about that. My gosh, Mike. I mean, we even got a warthog while we were there. I mean,
this is crazy. Would you sneak that in your pants? What'd you do? I didn't even see you bring that in.
I got it in my bag of tricks here. So we got a warthog. I've been wanting one of these forever, and we got one now. So, man, the show started Wednesday. It was Wednesday when the show started, so it was just an absolute mania getting in this thing. Parking was just non-existent. You had to park 9 miles away. I mean, it was crazy. It was
Orlando Convention Center, for those who don't know geographically where we're at.
Yeah, it was Orlando Convention Center. But, man, we got to see Mike Iaconello. We got to see Skeet Reese. We got to see Bill Dance. We got to see Mark Sosin. We got to see Blair Wiggins. We got to see
Reese.
Reese. Did I say Reese Witherspoon?
No,
I meant Skeet Reese.
No, Skeet Reese. That's
yeah. Oh, okay.
I go by last names.
You know what's funny? We're standing there, and there's 3 guys standing there, and there's Skeet Reese is wearing like all this yellow gear, and Mike goes, Mike says, "Which one's Skeet Reese?" Now Skeet Reese is in the yellow, and he's got the word Reese right on the back of his shirt. I mean, it couldn't get any bigger. I don't.
It's not only that, but I said, "Is he the one in red?"
Yeah. Then then he looks at me and goes, "Is he the one in red?" I didn't even know what to say. Honestly, I felt bad.
That Mike, he's such a joker.
I felt bad for the little feller. I said, "No, Mike, he's."
That's a sad but true story.
I said, I don't know if you can see the guy in the middle with Reese on his back, but that's the guy. That's the guy. Yeah. And I swear, if my memory draws on me correctly, you did the same thing last year.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I just thought it was funny because I remember it from last year. So Skeet Reese was one of my. Oh, and I got a picture of Aaron Martin. Aaron Martin, Bassmaster Classic winner, running to a spot. And I said, "Hey, bro, you look like you're in a hurry, man. Where are you going so I could take a picture with you?" He says, "You know what? I'm never in too much of a hurry." He stopped, snapped a picture with me late for his gig.
Oh.
And man, Aaron Martin's one of my favorite BASS tour fishermen. Super guy. Man, my mind was overloaded with just cool guys. We took Mike Cox last week. Mike Cox was on here, and he goes, I said, "Hey, Mike, how would you like to go to ICAST?" He goes, "You know what? I would love to." So he called me. We got to take Mike Cox, and Mike Cox is a good friend of mine. I met him some odd years ago, and he was so humbled to be at the show with us. Mike, thank you for going. He got to see a side of the fishing industry that just absolutely blows the mind. I was there 3 days, and I didn't get to, there was still stuff I missed. So the people who were only there one day got to spend 2 or 3 hours.
Sure.
I mean, didn't even get to, dip. It was just absolutely amazing.
There's a lot to see. It's amazing because so many people go with different intentions and motivations, and all of those things exist.
Yes.
Into one. Some people just want to kind of go through and see what's new, what the new gadget is. Some people have a specific goal in mind. They bought a new boat, or they're working on, and they want to figure out that best rod or the best seat for their boat, or all these things. This is the place to go and see it all firsthand, touch it, feel it, talk to the manufacturer,
Hear
pick
it.
their brain.
Yeah.
And then there's people who are more into the networking thing,
Yes.
who want to get to know people and work on relationships and
Right.
vendor. I mean, it's all of these things exist under one building for 4 action-packed days.
Just
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, we got a text on straight to our 262 number. I didn't get a name, but he said, "Hey, what kind of camera did you use on your gator hunt video? Amazing video, Mike shot for us. It was shot during the night, but it looked like daytime. A lot had to do with the LED lights, right?"
Well, Rodney, I'm glad you asked.
That wasn't you that asked me that
We
question.
need to
was it?
slow the roll a little bit because it's very seldom do I get a question.
Nice. Let me turn this over to the professional. Mike Coy, could you answer that question for us?
Absolutely. Actually, the camera we used was a Sony EX1. It's about it's a 7-year-old, 8-year-old camera, but it was about $10,000 brand new at the time. The EX3 is the current version of that, so an EX1 is that camera. But you're absolutely right. We wouldn't be able to get any of that footage without just an LED light. This
Yeah.
happened to be a digital juice LED light.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But they're pretty much all the same. But the fact that you can dim it,
that thing was bright too.
yeah,
Man.
yeah. So you have the ability to dim it
Yeah.
and kind of fill the scene with what you need to. But when you were way out in the lake,
Yeah.
I don't know what that 50. I don't know what's the distance.
We
I'm
were
horrible
probably
with the
30
distance.
yards out.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, yeah.
But
90
I could
feet.
crank
Yeah.
that thing up and I could see you quite clearly.
Right. My friend, I even asked
So-
you during this. Hey, we gotta turn that light out. This gator can see me.
Yeah. So it was just one light mounted onto the camera. Obviously, in a situation like that, at one point, I actually had to assist and put the
Yeah.
camera down and just let it film whatever it films. So this is just you and I out there in the middle of the night
Yeah.
figuring this out.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that was a Sony EX1 camera with just a LED light panel mounted on the top of the light.
Oh, right on, man. I would holler at your name, but you didn't get a name up there. Man, thank you for the question. We certainly appreciate it. Oh my gosh,
Great
man.
camera, by the way. Can I back up and let's talk video
Yes.
for a second?
Let's do it. Let's talk video for a second. Mike, this is your time to shine, brother. You do a very fine job.
Well, we went to the Swanee
Yes.
River last week.
Yes.
Searching for I might have just started a video. Searching for the ultimate Swanee,
Yes.
but we didn't catch it. But we did take the same EX1 out,
Yes.
so I didn't get any ultimate fish catching video. But just you fishing and reeling on this camera in natural light, it's poetry.
Really?
It's just a dramatic. It looks phenomenal.
No kidding.
Yeah, a good camera.
Yeah.
This show is instantly about video.
Yeah. It really is.
I'm kidding. I'm not going to hijack your show.
No,
Rodney.
no.
But this show that you're watching is all shot on iPhones.
Right.
We switched it on an iPad. All the cameras are iPhones because it's amazing, and I'm thrilled to live in a day of technology that
Well,
we can do
that.
what we're
Yeah,
doing.
Yeah.
But there is still a class category and some justification for a better camera.
Right.
As these things go up, so the arsenal that you use and
Yeah.
pick, depending on what you're doing, but a good camera. Good 3-chip camera
Makes all
the difference in the world.
It really does.
All that gator footage, even at the from the
From the Everglades.
Everglades.
Yeah.
The whole video is EX1
Yeah,
for the most part.
If you look at the end of that video, shoot me your name and I'll scream it out. If you look at the end of that video and you look at that gator footage, Mike and I, there's nothing in there brought in. We shot every inch of that, even that 13-foot alligator 6 feet away from us.
It's a good feeling when you've shot it all yourself.
It is an awesome feeling, and literally almost cried when I saw that video. He did such a phenomenal
That being
job.
said, I apologize. Thank you for the question. I apologize. Back
Brother.
to ICAST, folks.
That's the part I love. So hey, we put a quick video together. Are we ready to play that?
Right?
Let's do it.
Let's play that.
Pile it
video
up there.
You were just
And
talking
I'll
about.
shut my mouth, and we'll just let 2 minutes of video jump up there. Wrap up the 2017 ICAST show. Check out some of this video, the lures we saw, the people we met, the gear, just absolutely unbelievable. It's the largest one we've seen yet. Check it out. There we go. Hey, Brian, how are you, brother?
What is going on, gentlemen?
How are you, sir?
I am fantastic. How about y'all?
We are very well. We promised everybody you'd be calling in tonight, and we got you, man. How you doing, man? Dude.
I'm great, man. We been fishing, man. Fishing's been good, inshore, offshore, you name it.
You know what, Brian? So we're trying to get this video. You got it? Okay, so I've been watching you, and I've been watching you tear the redfish up. You are absolutely slaying them. How's the I love it when you give us a Mesquite Lagoon update. How's it looking now? I mean, for so long we had this, murky water, bacteria, just everything we could possibly have in there. What are we looking at?
Well, the water stirred up a little bit, but in most parts it's still clean. We're early in, early out. We're leaving the dock right now. The sun's starting to come up just a little bit later, thank God, because I ain't got to get out of bed and leave Mama too early.
Amen. Amen.
But we're leaving early, and we're trying to get out there and get on some finger mullet pods. First thing in the morning right now, we got a little bit of wind that's blowing. It's you can find them. It's not like when it's calm out there. You can run down the flat and see all the finger mullet, in these massive pods just fluttering on top. But we've been in some certain areas down south in the lagoon. East side, west side's been good. You kind of know where the bait's going to set up, and that's the main thing right now. You got to find these massive finger mullet pods. We're jumping small tarpon. We're catching redfish, catching a few black drum, catching some trout. But mainly right now, the finger mullet pods are holding big schools of redfish right now.
Okay.
Using some cut bait when it's blowing, first thing in the morning. And then as the morning goes on, about 9 o'clock, when that sun starts getting up, the winds will lie down. And we're starting to use some gulp shrimp, mirror lure little johns. Still using some cut bait. Some mornings they're a little bit spookier than others, and that's what you got to watch out. Because once that wind dies down and it flicks off that cut bait, you throw them big chunks out there, it scares those fish.
Yeah, you splash it down, you could get yourself in trouble.
Exactly. You'll blow 100, 200 fish out in front of you.
Wow.
Everything's done. But when we get on them close like that, we're just throwing some gulp shrimp, some mirror lure little johns in there, and the fish are picking it up. But other mornings, they're not as spooky, and you can throw that cut bait in front of them, they'll pick it up.
Well,
we're getting in some good numbers. It's kind of like the old days out in the lagoon right now.
That's what we want to hear.
We were so used to fishing in dirty water. And, with this clean water, you throw a bait over these redfish, they'll see it fly over them before it hits the water, and it'll spook with you.
Right,
so, we're kind of dealing with that right now, too. But kind of reminds me of the old days. The lagoon is healthy, in my opinion, man. We're fishing schools like we did 4 or 5 years ago.
So,
it's been really awesome.
A question I get a lot, and I'll hit you with it right now. Presentation, utmost. I mean, your presentation,
Yes.
whether you're throwing live or soft bait or whatever you're throwing, presentation,
Yes.
soft presentation is a must. Would you agree?
Exactly.
Okay.
We've had some east winds, southeast winds, and we had some west winds. Personally, I like a light to kind of a medium west wind, and that way you can get that sun behind your back, and when you're on these schools, you can see them out in front of you. You can get a piece of cut bait or a gulp shrimp or whatever and throw that bait way out in front of them.
Right.
And you got viz on these fish, and you can see them, and you just try to work that bait. Or if you got cut bait, you leave it sit and just hope those fish go to that right, that spot you want them to.
So I'm going to build a scenario for you and I get these questions a lot, and I know I can answer them to the best of my knowledge. But you're the guy on the front line, man. I mean, when I'm with you and I fish with you, I pick your brain like it's as much as I can. So we're talking what, a 7-8 foot rod, 7-ish, a little more than 7?
I use 7 footers. I use 7
Okay.
footers. I use a lot of pin battles and spider wire and Visibraid Ultracast is what I use in a 15-pound,
Okay,
in a 20-pound fluorocarbon leader. And we catch the 30, 40-pound redfish on the same setup.
okay. Right on. And you know what? I got that question tonight. Someone had posted and said, "Hey, Rodney, I just got this new Stratic, and I love Stratics, and I fish a lot of Stratics, and I fish a lot of pins." And I go, on my Stratics, I get that, that 15-pound line, like you said, because I want to be able to throw a naked shrimp on a hook, 500 feet, and
Yeah, I'm with you.
And still have that soft presentation. So I tell everybody, nice light line, but not too light. There's a balance there, and you've got to kind of figure that out with the rod that you got. Sometimes you'll change line once or twice to figure out what works best for your reel and your rod combo.
Right.
I mean, would you agree?
Right. 15-pound or 10-pound spider wire and Visibraid.
Perfect.
I can get longer casts with that stuff, and my wind knots you still have wind knots with any braid.
That's
I don't care
inevitable.
who.
Absolutely.
That's just going to happen. But 14 years of fishing, the last probably 4 or 5 years, I've switched to spider wire. And one thing I like about it is white, and you can see it in the water.
Absolutely.
You can see where your client's lines are. But with that line, I could honestly say I'm probably getting 10 to 15 foot longer casts. You can see it. And my wind knots have gone down, and very rarely do I have that line break. Line breaks. I'm not going to sit here and BS anybody about it. Line will break, but I have had the best luck with that spider wire.
Okay, so now
By far.
Today I seen you do something exciting, and I want you to talk about it. Brian, I know you and I had mentioned it. We got to go to ICAST together, man. Thank you so much for coming over.
Yes, and I thank you so much that day we got in there, man. That was great hanging out with you guys, and it's just good times hanging out with you.
We certainly enjoyed it, and I know you kind of made mention of this venture you got going, and I'm like, man, so it looks like you got started a little sooner than you hoped. Man, tell us a little bit about that.
We did. I've been guiding for 14 years, and it's just time for a little change of scenery. And we got a 26 Shearwater, and we are branching out and going to start doing beach charters.
Nice. So beach charters.
Right out of Port Canaveral, right on the beach.
So
we're probably going to stay within no more than 3 miles offshore is what we're. But today we were right in the breakers, and we were catching bonito. We hooked up with a couple sharks. We hooked up with a couple kingfish. But our main thing was we were looking for the poons, and we got it done today.
And then you did, man. You got some nice tarpon today, and it was absolutely freaking. As soon as I saw that dude, this is no lie, Brian, and I'm always happy for the guys that I fish with. I actually had the hair stand up on my arms thinking, he did it, man. He's there. He's right there. He's successful. I watched the video, you guys, with the poon. It just... Man, I'm so freaking proud of you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. It's been a long time coming, and like I said, we've had this new venture kind of under the cover a little bit, but we got all the bugs worked out. We just waiting on the trolling motor for the boat. It should be here this week, but it was good times, and just going out there throwing that cast net, catching live bait. doing it old school and
Yep,
just going
yep.
out there and doing it. The bait right now was real thick down by the steeple.
Oh, yeah.
Saw the boys from Fired Up Charters down there this morning. They
That's
were
our
netting bait,
boys.
so they
Yeah,
went
yeah.
offshore. And we were all of us bunched up trying to net some bait. The offshore guys went offshore, and we went on a little bit further south down toward Patrick. And about mid-morning, the tarpon started coming up and rolling, and we're just free lining pogies around these big bait pods. And hey, we stuck to a plan, and it paid off.
Absolutely.
It was good. It was a good morning. I'm exhausted. I'll tell you what, it's so refreshing being out there.
That's what I was going to say.
That clean salt air. I tell you what, you'll sleep good at night when you get off the water.
Hey, man,
being
so
out there.
This is basically a shot in the arm for Brian Pounds.
Why the change, Brian? I mean, what brought you to the beach charters idea?
You're missing out on so much. I mean, you had, after 14 years building up a client base, they want to do something. Yes, they love redfish and they love going in Mosquito Lagoon, but being on the East Coast, we have so much more to offer than Mosquito Lagoon.
Absolutely.
You got bonito, you got tarpon, you got cobia,
Giant
you got
black
kingfish,
drum.
you got sharks. Giant black drum, and especially in the fall. This is where this whole thing kind of came into place, because you got your fall, your winter, and spring. You got the late mullet run. You got the big redfish, the black drum that get on the beach in the wintertime. And then once that table turns, then you're going to have the spring mullet run coming in. So you're kind of staying, in the wintertime, December, January, February, it's going to be, you're going to have to time it right to run your beach trips. But when you got a northwest, a west, or a southwest wind out there, it's like a bathtub out there.
So I'll tell you what we're going to do, Brian. Mike and I have decided to fish the fall with you once these big drum. I want to catch a big drum, and we're going to do a whole video shoot, kind of like we did on your flats boat. And
okay.
And man, we'll put all that together, and we'll coordinate with you and see if we can't put something neat together to throw up on the video again. Because we got several thousand views on the last one. I still get chills when I see it. And it's certainly one of my favorite.
That was a good day.
Absolutely, certainly was my favorite videos.
That was a good day. But
hey, Brian, if somebody wants to get a hold of you, how they get a hold of you, man? Holler out your info.
They can give me a shout on the phone at 407-702-3643, or they can catch us on the web at southernfishingchartersfl.com.
And you can also get on our website at RodneyRogersOutdoors.com, the very thing you're listening to. You can click on SouthernFishingCharters.com.
Yep.
It'll shoot you right to Brian. It'll shoot you to Brian's info. Book a trip with Brian. I know we're going to be booking a trip here pretty soon. Brian, thank you so much for calling, man. We would love to have you every week. If you're not too tired and not too wore out, you call in whenever you feel like it. You always have a spot on the show, brother.
Yes, sir. You guys always make me feel welcome, man. I appreciate it so much.
Right on. Thank you so much,
Hey,
Brian.
wait, before you go.
Before you go.
Brian.
Oh, all right.
Brian, we mentioned
Go for
last
it.
time that potentially I still have visions of doing a live show from your porch with you playing the guitar
Oh, yes.
and doing
Oh, Lord. Here
chilling,
we go.
chilling on the back porch or something. I think we call it. So
We call it porching.
porching.
We're porching
Yeah,
around
that's
here.
it.
Porching.
Yes.
Mull it over.
We call it
Mull it over, because we might just. I want to do a show called Porchin' at your place. We'll come to you.
How's that
You
sound?
stay where you're at. We'll
We
come to
might
you.
do that. Either that, hey, y'all are right down the road from you. I'll get the old six-string tuned up good, as old Waylon Jennings said. There ain't nothing better than the good sounding guitar and firm feeling women, right?
Amen, brother.
Oh, man. Amen, brother.
No, I'll tell you what, I'll get that thing tuned up one night, and we'll come down here with y'all in y'all studio. And as long as y'all can sing, I'm good, because I can't carry a tune in a 5-gallon bucket.
you ain't heard nothing till you heard Rodney. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you trust me. You've heard nothing. Brian, I appreciate it, brother, and I got much love
Hey,
for
always
you.
a pleasure, guys, and thank you so much for everything you guys do, man. I really appreciate it.
Give Amy a big fat hug for us and tell her she's got one hell of a man.
I'll tell her. She may not believe me. She'll say, I'm lying, but I'll tell her.
All right, my brother. We'll see you later.
Hey, always a pleasure, guys. Thank you so much.
See
Thanks,
you, buddy.
Brian.
All right, see you.
Oh, man, I get so excited when I talk to Brian because today I seen him catching tarpon. That's a great venture he's got. It's an absolutely phenomenal venture. What? Here it comes.
No, Facebook. Follow him now.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Switch over, follow him now,
Yeah.
or wait 20 minutes till we're done with the show.
Yeah,
Go
definitely.
follow Brian, Fired Up Chargers,
And-
and Fired Up Chargers. Brian Pounds.
Our question earlier came from Carly. She says she drew gator tags again this year and wants to get good video of her gator.
Oh, gotcha.
And hopes it turns out as good as ours. So I hope it turns out better.
Yeah, me too.
Way better. So how awesome is that?
No, I love Brian.
Oh, man.
You know why? Because he's the real deal.
Yeah.
May I?
Yeah, please, Mike, by all means.
Did you watch last week's show?
I did, actually.
Tonight's 167.
Right.
I don't. In the early days, I did, but I
Yeah.
don't usually go back. We're too busy.
Yeah,
I don't watch
yeah.
the shows. But last week's show,
I kind of laughed at it. I knew it was a funny show, actually, and
you know what?
it was.
But it's authentic.
Not really. That's absolutely.
And we've said from day one, be authentic, because as I'm listening to you talk about fishing, and you've been fishing for how many years?
It's been a lot, 30 some odd years.
I mean, it's what you do. Even
Right.
listening to Brian talk, and the terminology and the presentation and
Yeah,
the word.
yeah.
It's a whole nother language of fishermen.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, and you've been doing this for so long, but you're still like a kid
Every
with his
time.
fishing pole in the first day.
I
you know.
still can't sleep. You know, the night before fishing, if I know I'm going fishing, I still can't sleep.
When you catch your ringtone when you call me is still, what a fish, what a fish. and that wasn't planned, staged, recorded,
That
anything.
just happened.
That was, I took that off a video that was when you and I are out fishing.
Almost 10 years
But
ago.
it's that
Yeah.
passion, it's that raw.
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh, check this out. I'm doing this again after 35 years. And when you're talking to Brian, you feel that same thing. And those are the people, that's the audience
Yeah.
I care about for the show.
Right.
If you're not in that, if you're not excited about just being outdoors and experiencing it again, and it feels like the first time, whatever.
That's
This might not be your show.
that's our goal. Is to
It
get you
is.
that hook.
It is.
And you know what's funny is we took Mike Cox, our buddy Mike. He was watching the show. We got him out there. He met so many awesome people. And the first thing he says is, Rodney, I noticed that in the fishing community, we had guys. I mean, just dude, come to Pennsylvania. We'll take you fishing,
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
I mean,
Oh,
he
for
was
sure.
so humbled by all the people who we didn't know that seemed like he goes, "Do you know those guys?" I'm going, bro. I did not know those guys. I didn't know anybody we talked to, and they
True.
knew us. And that was kind of what I was going to say. Hold on, Amy said, "You guys rock." As the captain's wife, I personally appreciate all the support. Thank you, Amy. She appreciates all the support that we give to Captain Brian Pounds.
It's a big deal.
Amy he's in our hearts.
yeah,
We got him.
absolutely.
He's here now. So, but Mike Cox was like saying, Rodney, I am overwhelmed by the generosity of so many fishermen. Now you got guys out there that are schmucks, and don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but I'll guarantee you, in a percent, if you took 100 fishermen and then 100 what I call ordinary people who don't fish, and you put them in it, you're gonna find more fishermen that are
I believe that.
that are more generous, more what's the word I'm looking for? There's a word I'm looking for. I don't know what it is, but you're going to find a high percentage that is just absolute. Hey, come to my house. You can eat at my house. And I'll tell you what was so humbling. We went to a booth. Mike and I went to a booth, and they had these amazing lures. And now they're out of Pennsylvania, and then they had these amazing lures. And I'm just flabbergasted by these lures. And I'm asking the pro staff that was there, dude, and they're like, yeah, we fished in the Toho tournament that they had for ICAST. They placed like 30th out of 60 some odd boats. And he goes, we're kind of bummed out. And I said, man, you've never fished that lake. You're from Pennsylvania. I live on that lake. It's a tough lake. So the owner of the company come up. He walked up and goes, man, do you know who you're talking to? And the guys were looking around, and hell, I was looking around. He was talking about me. He goes, that's Rodney Rogers Outdoors. And he watches our show from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that put me on a level of humble, oh my gosh, this guy is watching our show from Pennsylvania. Yeah. It's fishermen watching fishermen, and that's exactly what he said. He goes, man, so
well, there's a core and there's a heart in there, and I don't know if it's family values of passing it on, the legacy, there's something about that passion, and that from day one, I think, is what connected you and I, because we come from two different worlds.
That's exactly right.
But there's a lot of crossover similarities of that heart, and that's the heart we're talking about with the Brian Pounds and the Tylers and these
and
the
Chris
Vances,
Camerons
and the Chris's and Mike Cox and all these people that
it is.
There's a core there that is authentic.
You know what?
It's authentic.
I hear all the time that social media is so bad for people, and here's what I tell those people. It's only bad for the people that sit in their house and watch social media. I'm watching social media out on the road. Yeah. I'm posting on social media. People are posting. I've met more people on social media from other states, other countries, other places all over the world than I would meet in a lifetime, two lifetimes.
Well,
honestly.
you take social media to the street. You have went to New York City and met up with somebody that you've met via social media, another guy,
the owner of that app, yeah.
but other people through with Periscope.
Periscope,
you met and had drinks
Mobley.
and dinner. Mobley,
yeah, that's right.
So I mean, it's how you use it. It's just a tool.
Absolutely.
And like anything else, it can be abused or it can be used for incredible things.
Absolutely. And I see the incredible in it, and I just run with it. There's just so many, we got Carly that watching our show, and I can't, I mean, I'm trying to run through my.
Oh, what a fish. What a fish. What a fish.
That.
Are you hearing that?
10 million fish this big, and this right here is just crazy.
That's my ringtone for when Rodney calls. If you
that
want
is
that,
awesome.
Hit us up. I'll make that available for you.
That is, yeah. Dude, I need that ringtone.
One more time.
Oh, man, what a fish. Oh, what a fish. What a fish. What a fish.
We caught that
caught
fish.
10 million fish this big, and this
10,
right
I don't know
here
about
is
10
just
million.
crazy.
No, but I love that.
I know.
I love that. I want a Rodney Rogers Outdoors fish that shirt that says I caught 10 million.
That video is on YouTube right now,
It
actually.
is.
We started out with the Zebco 33. I wanted to show people how simple it was to catch giant fish, and we caught a 7+ pounder, off a Rapala. And I tell everybody, just get a Rapala and a Zebco 33 and get out there and start fishing. And that's what that was. That's what we started fishing.
Well, what's interesting is, and I know we've totally derailed.
Oh, my
180
gosh.
degrees
I
from
know.
what?
We're not even.
Screw it.
Yeah.
But that audio clip was from when you and I first went out that was our very first time out with a camera.
Yes.
And
yes.
we weren't filming it for any specific purpose. I said, let's get you in front of the camera just to get comfortable.
That's exactly
so we took
what you
the canoe out, and rest his soul, JJ
Rest the soul, God.
was driving the canoe that I was in.
Yes.
And you were in the other canoe, and we were just out videotaping.
Yes.
And so that was part of the day, but the other part of the day I was in the canoe with you.
Right.
And that was a big bass you caught just in a residential
just a pond.
And
Yeah.
you hooked this bass, and that was audio from that video clip of our very first time in a boat with a video camera.
That's had to be almost 11 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's oh my God, man.
So that is very special to me. So that is my ringtone for Rodney Rogers when he calls. Don't get me started.
Well, God bless you, man.
So I heard there was ICAST in the neighborhood this year.
So there was ICAST.
I'm sorry.
Dude, we need a 4-hour show. This is beyond. I mean, we're almost out of show. So I mean, and I talked about the people that got to go. Mark, Mark got to go. Your buddy Mark.
He said he got a sponsor.
That man,
which might mean I have a sponsor, because if he went as Mike Coy.
Yeah. Is he sponsoring Mike Coy? Which would be awesome right now. It would be totally awesome. So, dude, look, I just wanted to show you. This thing is full of gear right here.
Let's talk ICAST. Everything
So,
is out the window.
it's
10 to
I
9,
know, man.
Rodney.
So
What's
I
wrong
bought
with you?
a backpack dry bag, man.
I saw those there.
And let me tell you.
Wait, bring that back up here. Hang
Here.
on.
How do we?
You're good. You're full fledged. I'm gonna move your.
Are we? Okay.
little
Okay.
cup.
We're wide open here.
Move your coffee.
Okay.
there.
So this is a dry bag of a company we may start selling in our tent when we go to these things. I want to test it. I want to give it the old testy test college try. So
So it's just a backpack that is watertight.
yes, it's watertight. You can float in it. You can literally just absolutely use it. They don't recommend using it as a flotation device, but I use everything in an emergency.
I can understand why they wouldn't.
Yeah. So
Because it's not a flotation.
here's what
device.
happens when I get on people's boats, especially offshore boats. I have a dry bag that I take with me, and in this dry bag is my own life
Yes.
preserver, my own SOS, which is just basically a suspenders, life preserver. It's nice and
Sure,
simple.
yeah, perfect.
It's my own EPIRB. So if I get off this boat and it doesn't have the GPS EPIRB on it, I have one
What's
myself.
an EPIRB? What are you saying? EPIRB?
Yep, it's an
burping, or-
emergency. Yeah, basically, when I hit the water, this EPIRB is registered to me. So when I hit the water and I pull, and I say, "Hey, Rodney's in the water," they go, "Rodney Rogers is at this location. His beeper's going off. It has an LED light on it and it flashes, and it's $300. It's personal EPIRB."
So
And
my takeaway is if you ever go in the water, get right real close to you.
stay close to
Yeah.
me because and it's just something. And all I do is I carry that and all my gear in this bag.
No, you're saying EPIRB?
EPIRB.
It's EPIRB.
There's a word for it. It's all broke down. Hold on, Mike. So let me EPIRB.
IRB. Okay.
Yeah,
EPIRB.
it's there's emergency
Okay, emergency
something. Are you ready? Here we go.
group hug.
Here I'm shot for EPIRB. Okay, so this is what it stands for because I can never absolutely remember this. You can get them for about $249. If you do a lot of offshore fishing like I do, and you
It's
have
a locator.
yeah, it's
Emergency
a locator.
locator. Okay.
Yep, it's an emergency locator. So it is the EPIRB blah blah blah. Somebody's gonna text us and go, dude, this is what it is, you big dummy. Blam. Okay, so it is. It's an emergency locator. So here.
Perfect.
Look,
EPIRB.
there it
Emergency.
is. I mean, it's literally.
wow.
Oh, where are we at?
You're there. You're good.
Okay. It's literally right there. So can you see it? Okay.
No. Hold it back close to your face.
Okay, right here. Right here.
That's right. Too bright.
Anyway.
That's all right. EPIRB.
EPIRB. Oh yeah, too bright. So basically, once you hit the water, it goes off, and then everybody's
Okay.
saved.
So that is a dry pack.
So this is
How
a
much you
dry
pay
bag.
for that dry pack?
This retails for $120. I can't tell you how much I paid for it because I am a retailer. You know what I mean? If I sell this bag and I
Now-
tell you how much I paid, you're gonna want it for what I paid.
Yeah, don't give that because that'll frustrate people.
I need you.
But did
yes.
you actually give cash over for
I
that, or
did.
did you get it as okay?
No, I gave
Because-
cash for it at retail price.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because these shows aren't set up to, hey, give me cash, I'll give you product.
Right.
But some of that does go on.
Yes, at the end of the show.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't want to take these back, so they sell it at their prices,
Right.
and then you can buy. And that's how I bought the super duper knife sharpener.
Let's talk about that.
This is called a Warthog. This is probably one of the best knife sharpeners on the market. And we may retail these. It is absolutely, I wish I could just go through the whole spiel. It sharpens at 25 degrees, which is, a razor blade is 20 degrees. This sharpens at 25 degrees, and it is absolutely an amazing sharpener. I've been wanting one of these for years.
V-Sharp Classic 2.
Yeah, so basically,
But Warthog is the manufacturer?
yes, and what happens is you put your blade in here like this.
Careful there now. Oh, that's not a blade.
And
it's
it
just
just
a sharpener.
sharpens both sides at the same
That's
same
one
time.
sharp finger you got there, Rodney.
One sharp finger you got there. So absolutely great machine. A lot of butchers use this thing because it has a hone stone. It's a diamond on each side, and one is just a fine hone stone, man. And it is just absolutely amazing.
And you pay money for that?
I did. I paid retail or wholesale
Wholesale.
for it. Yeah,
Okay.
I got it for wholesale because we are a wholesale dealer.
Yep.
So
Well,
I mean,
yeah, that's business.
yeah, that's business.
That's business.
So
There's-
a lot of the stuff I bought just to give us. I'm not going to sell it if I don't believe in it. You know what I mean?
I totally do. But there's stuff that you didn't
Believe in?
pay for
Yes. There is stuff
that
I
you
didn't.
didn't bring tonight, or did you?
How dare you insinuate
Right?
that I didn't? I've got Oh, dude. Dude. This guy right
dude.
here.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a bill hack. Oh, my gosh. Okay. So this goes on. Oh, man.
So we need to be. There's a live demonstration. We need to do this live on the air. Have you chop up that
Oh,
hat.
yeah. Cut
I
up
got one
the
of those hats. Is that a Costa hat?
Yeah, that's a Costa hat.
Costa. Perfect.
Yeah. So basically, man,
You
this
got the
goes.
extra small, I see. Not meant to go over headphones, I suppose.
So this goes on the bill of your hat right here.
Break it down, Rodney.
Look at there. It fits right on that bill, just like this.
But but we don't know what we're looking at yet.
Okay. So this is a knife. Look at this. Voila. I mean, this is literally. I mean, this bad boy is razor sharp, and I can make it razor sharper by just running it right through this guy right here. I could make that thing so sharp that it would just. It's like a ninja right
That's
there.
no lie.
And it's got a magnet on it, so you put it, you snap it in this magnet, and it's a knife that holds on the bill of your hat. So it just goes with the curvature of the bill of your hat. I don't know which side.
Yeah, that's the right side.
Did I get it right? Okay,
So
yeah.
you cut a piece out of your hat.
Yeah, so
and
it has a
replace
template.
it with that.
You cut a piece out of your hat, and it has screws and templates, and you put it all in there, and you have a knife with you at all times. And it also has a bottle opener, bro. On the back side of it, right here, it's a bottle opener. You pop open the bottle opener. So, I mean, that's going to be, if this works out.
So one question, Rodney.
Yes.
Why?
Dude, if you're fishing with line, you don't have your line cutters on you. I mean, you can skin a deer with this thing. There's just so much you can do with this. A knife, so handy right there.
So you at any time.
What?
I'm looking at Todd. We just got Todd. Couple things. Bless your heart, Todd. Had a good time hanging out with you at ICAST.
Oh yes, Todd got to hang out with us all
Todd,
3 days.
Todd did his hat. Todd got one as well.
Oh, okay, he did his
And,
hat.
Todd, I apologize. I've taken away my ability to throw this up live on the air, but he's sent a picture on Twitter /RROR of him. He did his hat, and he said it works great.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So, you know what, Mike? Let's talk about our buff thing real quick.
Actually, he didn't say it works great. He said I installed mine on my hat. I don't want to put words into your mouth, Todd.
And
But he did install his. What are you digging for?
dude, we're gonna get some. I'm like an old lady in a purse.
As we experienced last week, timing does matter, Rodney.
Timing matters. So I'm gonna let's put a swag kit together.
Are you serious?
For the buff contest?
Well, hang on.
Okay.
Okay. Don't. Okay, you did it.
What'd I do?
No.
Okay.
The buff contest.
Yes.
Back to Todd and Dawn.
Back to Todd and Dawn.
And
Yes.
we had one. I don't even want to say it.
What?
We had 100 submissions. 100 submissions
One so far. So
for the buff contest. And
Yes,
what we
we
want to
did.
do, I want to do an episode on different way on the buff because I've seen people utilize it in different ways.
yes.
Obviously fishing, I've seen motorcycle people use this, but the buff is an incredibly handy tool. So I want Rodney to discuss
Okay.
how to utilize a buff.
You want to do it a little bit now?
No.
Okay.
We don't have
On
time
our-
for it
okay,
now.
on our buff episode. Okay, so here's what I'm going to give away. I'm going to give away the bionic baits.
Wait, so you're creating right now. You're
Part of a
creating
package. We got more.
Okay, you're creating a package that you're going to give away based on people submitting their photos of
Yes.
them wearing a buff, so we can then next week have a giveaway,
Yeah.
and talk about different ways to utilize your buff.
Yes. I want some submission. So if you have a buff, if you don't have a buff, go get a buff. And you're a fisherman. You got a buff. So I'm going to give away the Costa hat. We got a couple of these. So I'm going to give away the Costa hat. We got some Pelican keychains. We got the Costa aluminum cups. We have a Costa aluminum cup. We have the bionic baits, sunglass cleaners.
Are you giving away the buff?
Yeah, I've got a buff right here. We've got the Florida Sportsman's buff right
Switching
here.
your camera there, Rodney.
Oh, right here. The Florida Sportsman's Buff we're going to give away.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, it is. If you're going to give a buff away, dude, I was speaking to the Florida Sportsman's guys. They are absolutely awesome.
Hand that over to me. I want to read this
you.
while you put some background.
What do you think?
Yeah, see here, dude. Check this out. I'm a big fan of buffs. Since we went Swanee fishing,
Yes. Oh, yeah. You knew how important
sun
the buff
protection
was.
for neck, face, ears, neck and face warmer. Sun protection while snorkeling for head, ears, neck. Bandana protection against windblown sand. Ponytail, hair wrap, headband. On and on and on and
Holds
on.
my hat on.
This
holds
one
the hair,
here, folks. If you're not seeing that retail value, $14.99. Rodney's
are
throwing that
$14.99.
as just one
Oh, it is $14.99.
of your
Okay.
items.
So we're going to give away a T-shirt here. We're going to give away the Badger
Get
Wheels
outta here.
T-shirt. Oh, dude, these Badger wheels were absolutely awesome.
Okay, swing your camera again, Rodney. Hold that up there.
We're going to give away
Camera number 2.
the Badger Wheels T-shirt. It's a large, so we're gonna give this away. All this is in this package, and we're gonna pile it up some more.
And what's that? Have you said that one?
Oh, I ain't said this one yet. Okay, so we got the cup, we got the Badger, we got the buff, we got the hat. Let's put all this together. We got some. Oh man, I know we're like out of time. These lights are gonna go out on us. We've got let's throw in some Bob butt wipes.
Get out of here.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's throw in some Bob butt wipe. Here's the. You ready?
Let me reach behind
Yeah.
the curtain there, Rodney.
We're gonna give away some. We're gonna add Bob's butt wipes. This is gonna be a huge box. This is gonna
This
be
is
a $35
crazy.
box to send. This
is
is like
crazy.
It's like I don't even know what it's like.
I'm excited.
Okay, you ready? Here we go, and we're gonna give this guy away. That's right. We're gonna give, and I just want to, I'm gonna Vance. I had to pay retail for this, not wholesale. I had to pay retail for this, so I had to pay full price for this for you guys. So exactly, that's what I'm talking. We're gonna give you a line cutters to go with it, and if you ask me, out of this whole package, this is gonna be the best part of it. This is the best part, and we may add some stuff during the week. We may add one of these hat knives.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're gonna, we may split it up, but I'm thinking this is gonna be a huge package.
Well, here's what I think we do. I think there's 3.
Okay,
You've obviously created one,
right. This we've created.
but
number
I'm going to
one.
officially say there's going to be 3.
Okay,
Submit your photos.
submit your photos in the buff.
Todd and Dawn, you've already got one in.
Yes, you do.
You're in.
Which is my
So
favorite.
thank
at
you.
the
We
point.
might actually count that as 2 or 3 since you're in. Submit your photos of you wearing a buff, utilizing a buff, different ways. You and the
Yeah.
buff. Submit it.
A video.
A
Man,
vid-
a video gets major points. What? Yeah, mind blow.
And next week, we're going to spin the wheel, put your names on a hat, spin the wheel. 3 giveaways. Live on
Absolutely.
the air next week, the same time.
Yes.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
My gosh, we got so, and then of course, that's a pile of stuff right there, Mike.
You're a pile of stuff, Rodney.
This is a pile of stuff. This is a major pile of stuff. My gosh, Mike, we didn't have enough. You know what? Let's rewind this. Let's start the show over. This is not enough time. Man, I just feel bad that our show's getting to the end, man.
I love this show, but if you want to pass on a show to your friends, send them back to last week's 160.
Actually, both shows.
That was a show.
That was an awesome show. That was absolutely an
But
awesome show.
you know what? But then Brian called in. I don't know. That's
Yeah,
a
it's a
tough.
great- yeah.
Never mind. Brian,
Watch
thanks for
both
calling
shows.
in.
Share this show, and I'll tell you what, I'll even give you credit for sharing the show. If you share this show, I'll give you credit kind of like it was a buff. So we'll add that name right away.
Oh, Rodney's what?
I'm making it hard.
Rodney's making up the rules.
Yeah, because, if we share.
Hey, it's your show. It's your
sharing is
company.
cool, man.
I'm just button pusher, Rodney.
Thank you, David. I appreciate it. David, I'm going to shoot you some pictures. I thought I sent them to you. David went fishing with us. So there's your stuff. I'll go through it again. Line cutters. We'll stuff a hat in there. Here's an aluminum. This is an aluminum Costa cup. We'll put a keychain in there to float your keys. Bionic baits. Awesome baits. My gosh, that's the only ballyhoo I use. Sunglass cleaner. We got a T-shirt. We got a buff. We got Bob's butt wipes. Mr. Bob himself gave them to us.
You're out of
personally.
hand.
So, my gosh. And then we'll think up some other stuff. I'm probably going to throw one of these knives in. One of them I'm definitely going to put on a hat, so the other one may go to the kitty. So, my gosh, our lights are about to shut off. We only paid for an hour for this show, and we're coming to the end of it. Thank you guys so much for watching. It warms my heart when we go to a show like that, and people have watched this show from Pennsylvania, from all over the United States.
It's mind-blowing.
It is absolutely humbling
yeah.
and mind-blowing, man. And Mike has done an amazing job producing this show. I mean, I'm so proud to have this website and this show part of our. I mean, it's just amazing, and we can't do it without you guys. So, thank you for watching. Send us a picture of you and your buff, one way or the other, however you wear it. And if you don't have one, my gosh, I got some extra ones I'll send you. And check us out on RodandRogersOutdoors.com. I spoke with the owner of Gnarly Barley tonight. We are doing a live shoot at one of the Gnarly Barleys, the one up in Orlando. And we're going to be posting that pretty soon. Mike and I have to schedule out some things. So you're going to want to hang out with us there. Mike, you got anything?
Let's get out of here, Rodney.
Let's do it. And as my mama said 18 million times, and I pray I get to say it half as much because I know I love my mama. You kids get outside and stay.